Um, my next question was about um, a friend that's just started coming to Chronic Healing Clinic,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know her that well yet. She was referred through another healer friend,
Okay.
and she had a car accident a couple years ago, right after um, breakup, divorce with her
Okay.
ex, and um, she was an art professor, an artist, and she has not really been able to make art for a few years, and that was a big part of her life. And for
How come you think? You think it's just like a little bit of a mental block, or she doesn't feel good, little brain fatigue?
um, I think it's kind of like a. It seems very like there's several aspects overlapping, like it's multifaceted,
Hmm.
that kind of like all of the seemingly disparate parts are actually connected, to one thing. um and she just recently um got in the studio and made a couple of pieces, and is talking about wanting to get back into it and stuff. But I think that after her car accident and traumatic brain injury, that she,
So
was
there was a
struggling.
brain injury.
Yeah, and I don't know the exact details of it quite, but yeah, I think she was struggling to just make mind body connection for a while, and then I think she still has like a lot of emotion to process from her divorce and from the accident. So I'm just trying to offer whatever I can to help her out.
Okay, let me just look at her for a sec here.
She responded really well to pranic healing last night. She
Oh,
had like
good.
a really great session.
And what did you focus on when you worked on her?
I didn't work on her. I paired her up with a pretty senior healer in the group.
Huh?
So I don't know exactly what she did, but
Okay.
it was like night and day before and after.
Mm. I'm seeing something. I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Give me just a sec here. Um, yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, this is going to sound really super weird, but so her Mingmen is super overactivated, right? If you look at it, like she just got a healing, and I'm sure if you had a senior healer on it, that got cleaned up, but it's still super overactivated. She's got some weird like fascial lesions. Let's just call them blockages, but in the right shoulder girdle. Like I would treat the armpit. There's the little minor chakra up here in the front. I treat around the shoulder on the back, but clean the muscle on the shoulder blade itself. And the thing with the shoulder blades, it's this really kind of odd thing. Like you can keep going back and forth. We've kind of done it a little bit with oils where I've had people like use like helichrysum, and you inhale with your awareness on the shoulder blades. And what it does is it helps to release like trauma out of the back solar plexus. And for whatever reason, there's a bunch of tension. It looks like it's either elevated or rotated or something, but basically just start unwinding that right shoulder girdle, but then really emphasize on the shoulder blade itself. Like you can use helichrysum on it. You could use trigger point blend. You could also use terebinth, but then go from there, like treat that, and then go to the back solar plexus, and then go back to the shoulder blade, and then the back solar plexus. Keep going back and forth, like, I'd say over a few sessions or something, like 25 times. Like just like really clean the shoulder blade, go to the back solar plexus. And then as soon as you're done with the back solar plexus, back to the shoulder blade. And just keep unwinding that shoulder girdle. Could be that it's got some muscle memory from the trauma. It could be just trauma itself. It could be, things that are stuck in the back solar plexus. Because if the back solar plexus is really wound up, those shoulder blades, not around them, it's actually on the shoulder blade itself, they'll start getting really wound up, like really super wound up. And unwinding those shoulder blades really makes the back solar plexus let go. And she needs a lot of that. Like it looks like some of it's physical and some of it is probably, like you said, there was a divorce or something like that. Probably a bunch of, just bad times. And you could augment with a little bit of sage for the brain thing. But even with a traumatic brain injury, like one of the things that I use right off the bat is either like helichrysum or yarrow or German chamomile, milfoil, a lot of inhalation and a lot of just like rubbing it on like the neck and the jaw. Blue healer would be really great if you had that on hand, like any version of that. You could have them do just breathing on the brain itself or applying it topically in and around the head and the neck. And that will be helpful for undoing the fascial lesions that happen from the, either the shaking of the brain or if there was a blow to that part of the brain. Yeah. It doesn't have to be on the site itself, because that's the thing with the brain is like, even if she hit here, there's going to be lesions here. There's going to be lesions on the back of the head. That it's because the brain like sloshed around a little bit. I mean, not really, but kind of. And so that unwinding helps substantially. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Keep me posted on that one. Like the thing with brain injuries, I think I've said on some of these like study groups, I led a group where we went into a facility and we treated brain injuries for like almost a year, and we had a team of them, and not one of them was the same as another one. Like it was always, everything had to be evaluated case by case basis. Like there was no template that you could come up with. Like there was nothing. Like I had to start listening to symptoms and start evaluating something, but every head injury was kind of unique. There was some things that were similar, but you always want to kind of at some point hit the prefrontal cortex, and you're even there, you don't really clean it. You just kind of slowly hit it with things that are regenerative. So those oils are regenerative, and delicate regeneration through the temples. Really super helpful for that.
Okay.
Yeah.